Why do we feel stressed? Two cases can be considered. Firstly, there is stress that arises from the survival instinct. This stress is a very positive thing. When faced with a new or dangerous situation, it makes you mentally and physically tense, enabling you to deal with the situation more wisely and prevent mistakes. This is a highly beneficial mechanism that life, our essence, creates to protect itself. There is nothing wrong with this type of stress. However, the problem is the stress that the I-ego in our hearts causes. To protect the ego itself, this stress gradually erodes our life. In severe cases, it can escalate to psychosis or suicide. So, how does this dangerous stress emerge? I-ego has both good and evil sides. I-ego is an essential part of our lives, but on the other hand, it can also lead our lives to tragedy. It is like a blade with the duality of good and evil. We navigate this world through experiences. We need driving skills to drive, knowing the language to communicate effectively, and an understanding of social norms, including traffic laws, to exist in this world without errors. All of this constitutes experience. This is a valuable aspect of life. However, the problem is that the I-ego has an inertia to maintain itself, always pulling something and trying to protect itself. The I-ego becomes obsessed with many things: knowledge, fame, money, material possessions, jobs, people, etc. Unfortunately, the objects of this obsession are not permanent. Therefore, when the desired object does not meet expectations or disappears, the I-ego experiences a significant shock, leading to great stress. Without understanding through contemplation, this cycle continues. Greed creates stress. I-ego have numerous desires and cannot leave ourselves alone, even for a moment. It constantly encourages us to satisfy our desires. That greed has no end. If things don't go your way, we feel bad or frustrated. I-ego have many things to wish for. Because of this, there is a lot of disappointment and resentment, because the world does not follow our wishes. I-ego is always dependent on external factors for happiness: money, a beautiful house, fame, high status, a nice car, a nice lover, etc. Everything is outside of ourselves. They do not always align with our desires, and we can never predict when or how circumstances will change. Because of this, our happiness is always at risk. We never know when it might collapse. We can't help but feel stressed every time something breaks down. As stress continues to accumulate, we tend to become more aggressive and self-centered. We may get angry and resentful over even minor issues. Anything we don't like becomes an object of criticism. My friend easily gets angry and confronts others even over minor issues. He tends to become paranoid, interpreting innocent actions as personal attacks. For instance, when strangers chat and laugh nearby, he hears it as laughing at himself. So a dispute arises. If someone overtakes his car, he swears and gets angry. He also expresses disdain when he sees a young woman wearing sunglasses and fashionable attire. To him, everything appears repulsive, filthy, and nauseating. To him, all reality seems distorted. He can never see reality as it is. This is because I-ego is distorted. As this condition worsens, it can lead to depression, and as it gets worse, it becomes psychosis or reaches the point of suicide. Since life has the instinct to preserve itself, when stress reaches its limit, due to the I-ego, life itself stops the function of the I-ego, preventing further stress. This is the mechanism of psychosis. To escape from stress, understand the causes of stress. So, is there a way to escape this serious stress? There is. These are the methods of contemplation, understanding, and patience. When the ego feels stressed, contemplating your mind and understanding the cause of the stress can make it disappear. If you suddenly feel depressed, stay with it. Never avoid it. Face it and contemplate the depression in your heart. Depression is also an energy. Life-love energy is transformed. Watch the depression and look into its true nature. Don't even label it as depression, just observe and pet it. There will only be one energy. If you continue to contemplate depression, that energy will gradually transform into genuine love. It may take a long time. Even so, never give up. Don't meet friends or run away for anything else just because you're depressed. Doing so will not relieve your depression. Loving yourself is not that easy. The method of contemplation, understanding, and patience is the best way to love yourself. It is the best medicine and prescription for ego's wounds. Contemplation and understanding are acts of love. The fire of love burns away your stress, allowing you to be reborn as a new being. This is the essence of being born again. Life can never be deceived. The truth can never be deceived. No matter how much you contemplate and understand, if you are deceiving yourself, the stress will not be relieved. The child died. The only son who loved so much died. The mother was so sad. The father didn't even cry. It seems like they gave up everything. They comforted themselves by calling the death of the child the will of heaven. But that is nothing more than deceiving yourself. That doesn't relieve stress. It will remain with them for the rest of their life. Lying to yourself will never relieve stress. As you contemplate the pain in your heart, you must thoroughly understand the cause of that pain. It is essential to realize that the body is an illusion, that death signifies the end of that illusion, and that our essence is eternal. You also need to understand that your emotional pain is due to your attachment to your children. Initially, you did not have children. It was something that evolved as you matured. Consequently, you developed an attachment to your children. It is essential to realize that all those experiences were merely past events and memories, akin to an illusion in a mirror. Only then can we liberate ourselves from stress. In short, the ego is the main culprit of all negative stress. Therefore, understand and love your ego, contemplate and understand pain, and be patient. That's the only way to uproot negative stress.